Hello, and welcome back to this week's episode of The Coaches Show here on Hornet Radio. I'm Caleb Ramos, and as you can see, we're out by the Fullerton College pool just before women's water polo practice. Brian Osborne is going to get the chance to talk to a couple of integral members of that water polo program about all the advantages of being such a young team. All that and more here on The Coaches Show.
So we're here with Coach Gabriel Martinez, and Coach, you look at your team, what is the biggest difference between coaching a more veteran team versus a younger team like you have?
A lot of it is understanding the language that we're using and the terminology that we're using, and getting the new athletes to come in and understand the system that we're trying to run, us trying to figure out what their strengths are, the areas that we need to improve on, and we need to figure it out quickly.
And the system that Coach Martinez mentioned has consistently worked out for the Hornets, especially over the last 12 years. 2 national titles and countless conference championships en route to establishing a legacy and a reputation at Fullerton College for attracting student athletes to a national contending program.
When you mention that, do you have many athletes who have already seen your coaching style beforehand now that they're here at Fullerton College?
I think every athlete that comes into Fullerton Colleges understands what the expectations are and what we want as a program and how we want to compete. Yes.
How do you set up sophomores who were freshmen last year? You mentioned you have a smaller group of sophomores. How do you set them up for leadership to help these freshmen come along?
Well, I think that in the years past, we've had really good leaders, and as our freshmen, we tell them, like, you're going to be our leader next year. Pay attention to how she's doing it. Notice how she's communicating with her teammates. Notice how she's getting them involved. Notice how she's communicating with them out of the water when it comes to knowing where they're supposed to be, what they're supposed to be doing, and where they're supposed to be at the time, being punctual, like having good habits.
You mentioned the out of the water moment. Mark Pavlovich, who's always with us, loves to mention the student part of student athlete.
Yes.
How do you stress that to these students who are just entering college and learning a system in the water as well?
I think that, like, as we mentioned before with the sophomores, and telling them how important academics are, and you could be the best water polo in the world if you're not in the classroom. Our goal is to transfer you out to a 4-year and continue to play, and if you don't have that academically, then we're not going to be able to do that. And we always tell them here at Fullerton, be here as long as you need to be here. If it's 1 semester and you transfer that to 1 semester, fine. If it's a year, if it's a year and a half, we've never had anybody here more than 2 years academically. They've always transferred out, typically after a year and a half. We've had a few after a year. We had the exception of 1 semester and transferring out and playing out a 4-year.
The Hornets transferred a lot of student athletes to the next level and got 3 All-OEC selections with Elise Wesky, Montse Maldonado, and Michaeli Franco. They were also joined by honorable mentions in Bricella Robinson and Isabella Castaneda. Castaneda is now currently second on the team in scoring, helping lead the Hornet attack.
Well, I mean, you mentioned those success stories, especially coming out of your program. I believe it was Riley Jackson a few years ago who comes from here, goes to UCLA, gets playing time at UCLA. What is it like as a head coach to be able to see someone like that, college freshman, just barely learning how to be a college person or a college student, and then all of a sudden they're at a big-time 4-year school because of the academics and what they're doing in the pool?
Well, I think that is what we want as a program. We want our program to matriculate athletes to 4 years and contribute and represent what we've done here, and at whether it's Riley, whether it's Michaeli, whether it's Montse's playing at APU. We're excited for her, and that's something that we've done at about 90% tally.
You mentioned that 90%. That's some of the best rates in all of community college, not just in California, but across the nation as well, well above the national average. Is that kind of that sense of pride that you like to pitch to athletes when they're looking at Fullerton College as a place that they can go?
Yeah, an athlete that comes here is quite aware that we are our goal is to transfer them and play out of 4 year, regardless of the kind of experience they're coming in with. We've had some athletes come in with a lot of experience, be really good players, and we've had some athletes come in that don't have that kind of experience, but they know that they have that opportunity if they take advantage of it.
And when Coach Martinez mentions those success stories, he's very proud of the fact that he has that big-time transfer success rate. Yes, the 730 win percentage is nice, and yes, those national championships are nice, but what he truly hangs his hat on and what he believes this program is built on is how well they're able to transfer students to the next level. You have student athletes going from Fullerton College to the NAIA Division 1, 2, and 3 levels just based off of their experience in the pool at Fullerton College.
When you look at this upcoming season, of course, you're just brand new into the 2025 season. Who are a couple of people that you're looking to lean on the rest of the way?
Well, we always try to defend the middle of the pool really, really well. We have 3 good goalies that are going to contribute. And we have 2 center defenders that do a fantastic job. Our center play on the offensive end, we losing Kayla and Kaylee are big losses. We're trying to figure out how we're going to attack the defense, whether it's attacking them from the outside or whether it's attacking them down the middle. That's something we're trying to work on still and figuring out our strengths.
The Hornets are 2-2 to this point, as they have gone through 4 games and they got a season opening win over Cabrillo 20-8, and then they lost back-to-back games to Cuesta and American River 14-11 and 14-5. They get back into the win column against Mount Sac 14-7, which was big for this young Hornet squad because both those 2 teams have been battling it out in Southern California for the last few years. Now, leading the way scoring-wise is McKenna Dunning with 18 goals as a freshman in this lineup. Right behind her is Isabella Castaneda, who we mentioned earlier was an OEC honorable mention. She has 11. Fullerton College, if they want to continue to get away from that slow start that they've had the last couple of years, they're going to have a chance with back-to-back games in the same day against Ventura and Santa Barbara. That will be crucial in really establishing where Fullerton College is going to be going into the middle part of this season and entering conference play as well.
You mentioned those strengths. What I have personally seen in years past is you love to make sure that your athletes are very well conditioned in the pool, some of the best in the state. You like to get up and down the pool as quickly as possible because you can outswim other teams. Is that something that you're able to do with this young freshman lineup?
Yeah, I think we do have girls on the outside that can create early offense and us advancing the ball under control as quickly as we can and attacking the defense before they can get organized. That's something that we're always going to do. And we have a few, I think we have like 8 girls that could do something like that. 8 athletes that can post up and get early offense. I like our team this year a lot.
You mentioned that. Does that not only make you excited for the back half of this season, but also looking forward to next season as well, knowing that you're going to get these returners?
Yeah, I think that if you remember last year's team, we started off a little bit slow and then turned it on at the end of the season and started beating teams that had beat us early in the season and beating them handily. We are looking, hopefully not start off as slow. Hopefully we can get some W's early and not hurt us for playoff contentions. But yeah, towards the end of the season, once we get fit, once we get strong, and we understand our system, and the girls are playing like they know they should know what they're doing by the end of the season and playing as a team and know our strengths and try to hide whatever weaknesses we may have. I think we're gonna do really well this year.
And then finally, as a head coach, when you look at the back end of the season, or you look at the way that the season ended up playing out once it's done, what is your pride point that you like to point at and say, this is what I gauge success on?
I mean, we're always trying to win a state championship. You know, that's the ultimate goal. Our conference is the toughest conference in the country. We want to represent ourselves really well within conference, get into the playoffs, and surprise some people. I like our team, and I like our chances to do really well this year.
We would once again like to thank head coach Gabriel Martinez for allowing us to come out to his practice and interview his program. We want to wish women's water polo good luck on the rest of the season. Once again, I'm Caleb Ramos. For Ryan Osborne, Becky Nguyen, and everybody else here, And be sure to come back next week to check out the next episode of The Coaches Show here on Hornet Radio.